Did you know that your familiar household refrigerator might be silently harming your health every single day without you even realizing it? We often assume that putting food in the fridge is the best way to preserve it, to keep it fresh and safe. But here is the shocking truth. There are at least 10 types of food that older adults should absolutely never store in the refrigerator. These foods not only lose their nutritional value, but they can also develop harmful toxins that may lead to serious health issues, ranging from digestive problems and high blood pressure to other dangerous chronic diseases. And especially for seniors, whose digestive systems are already weaker and whose immune systems are no longer as sharp, accidentally consuming these seemingly harmless foods can result in severe consequences. So, what are these foods? And why is refrigerating them so risky? Before we dive in, take a second to leave a positive affirmation in the comments below, something uplifting to attract more good energy into your life. For example, I deserve vibrant health every single day, or whatever your heart desires. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on any valuable content like this. Let's create a community filled with positive energy, growth, and healthy living. Now, let us explore the 10 types of food that should never be stored in the fridge and why you should stop doing so immediately. 1. Tomatoes. Tomatoes, the plump, sweet, and nutrient-rich red fruit, are a staple in most home kitchens. For older adults, tomatoes are an excellent source of vitamin C, vitamin A, potassium, and especially lycopene, a powerful antioxidant known for protecting the heart, preventing cancer, and supporting healthy skin. However, a lot of people, even seasoned cooks, make one common mistake. They put tomatoes straight into the refrigerator right after buying them. At first glance, that seems totally logical. After all, the fridge is where food stays fresh, right? But when it comes to tomatoes, this habit actually causes their flavor and nutrients to take a big hit. The cold temperature inside the fridge, anything below 50 degrees Fahrenheit or about 10 degrees Celsius, interferes with the natural enzymes in tomatoes. These enzymes are basically the flavor artists responsible for that sweet aroma and taste. Once they are suppressed, the tomato becomes bland and tasteless. And there is more. Tomato cells are very sensitive to cold. When exposed to sudden low temperatures, the cells inside the fruit start breaking down. This makes tomatoes turn mushy, watery, and lose their juicy texture. For seniors, who may already experience reduced appetite, a mushy, flavorless tomato can make meals feel unappealing, leading to nutrient deficiencies that can affect bones, immunity, and heart health over time. So, what is the right way to store them? Simple. Keep tomatoes in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. If possible, place them in a breathable basket or a paper box with ventilation holes. This way, you preserve not just their texture and flavor, but also the valuable lycopene content, a key ally in fighting aging and cellular damage for older adults. 2. Potatoes. Potatoes are one of the most commonly used foods in households, especially for seniors, thanks to their healthy starch and energy content. However, many people make a major mistake: storing potatoes in the refrigerator. Did you know that when potatoes are kept in a cold environment below 46 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 8 degrees Celsius, the starch inside them converts to sugar more quickly? That might not sound like a big deal, but once you cook those sweetened potatoes, especially by frying or baking at high temperatures, the sugar reacts with natural amino acids in the potato, forming a compound called acrylamide. And here's the issue. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that acrylamide is a potential carcinogen if it accumulates in the body over time. Beyond the health risks, the texture and flavor of potatoes also change. Instead of the classic rich, nutty potato taste, you are left with something oddly sweet and overly soft, far less appetizing. This affects the overall meal quality, especially for seniors who need nutritious and appealing food to maintain good health. So, what should you do instead? Store potatoes in a dry, well-ventilated and dark place, like a basket in the kitchen corner. Just keep them away from the refrigerator if you want to preserve their natural nutrients and flavor. 3. Onions. Onions are a wonderful ingredient that enhances flavor and also provides many health benefits, such as lowering blood pressure, reducing inflammation, and boosting immunity, all especially important for seniors. But sadly, putting onions in the fridge is a surprisingly common mistake. Onions naturally absorb moisture very easily. When placed in the cold, humid environment of a refrigerator, the outer skin starts pulling in moisture, causing the onion to become soft, mushy, and even rot from the inside, often without any visible signs. That same environment encourages mold growth, which can produce mycotoxins, toxic substances that quietly damage the liver and kidneys over time. On top of that, onions stored in the fridge easily pick up smells from other foods, changing their own flavor and affecting whatever dish you use them in. For older adults, who tend to have more sensitive digestive systems, consuming moldy or spoiled onions can lead to bloating, digestive issues, and even long-term food poisoning. The proper way to store onions is simple. Keep them in a dry, well-ventilated area away from direct sunlight. A mesh bag or basket hanging in the kitchen is perfect. And remember, never store onions next to potatoes. When kept together, they both spoil faster. 4. Garlic. Garlic has long been considered a kind of natural antibiotic, a powerful ally for senior health. With its antibacterial properties, ability to boost immunity, reduce cholesterol, and help regulate blood pressure, garlic is not just a cooking essential, but also a potent remedy. However, many people make the mistake of putting garlic in the fridge to preserve it. In the cold and moist fridge environment, garlic tends to sprout quickly. While that may seem harmless, sprouting actually reduces the potency of the beneficial compounds, especially alechin, the main antibacterial agent in garlic. Plus, sprouted garlic tastes bitter, has a sharper smell, and is harder to cook with, throwing off the flavor balance in your meals. Something especially important for older adults with more sensitive taste buds. And there is another danger. The fridge's high humidity can also cause garlic to grow mold or become mushy, potentially producing aflatoxin, a highly toxic substance known to damage the liver and increase cancer risk if it builds up in the body. Seniors, with their weakened immune systems and reduced detox abilities, need to avoid this at all costs. 5. Bread. A lot of people think that storing bread in the fridge helps extend its shelf life and keeps it fresh longer. Sounds reasonable, right? But the reality is quite the opposite. The refrigerator is actually the main reason bread becomes dry, hard, and less enjoyable to eat. When bread is baked, the starch inside goes through a process called gelatinization, which makes it soft, moist, and easy to chew. But when you put bread into a cold environment, that process begins to reverse, a phenomenon known as starch retrogradation. The result? The bread turns stiff, rough, and loses its fluffy texture, even if it has only been in the fridge for a day or two. For older adults, who often have weaker teeth and slower digestion, eating hard, dry slices of bread can be uncomfortable and may even lead to stomach pain, bloating, or indigestion. And sweet or stuffed breads, when refrigerated, they can absorb moisture, change texture, and develop strange odors, making them far less appealing. So how do you keep bread fresh and tasty? Store it at room temperature, in a paper bag or sealed container, placed in a dry, well-ventilated spot. If you need to keep it for more than a few days, wrap it well in paper or a Ziploc bag and freeze it. Freeze, not refrigerate. Then, just defrost and warm it up when needed, and it will taste almost like freshly baked bread. 6. Honey. Honey has long been known as liquid gold in natural medicine. It is not only packed with nutrients but also helps boost immunity, soothe coughs, aid digestion, and improve skin health, especially beneficial for older adults. Yet sadly, many people still make a common mistake: storing honey in the refrigerator. It may seem logical, since we refrigerate most foods to keep them fresh. But honey is one of the rare exceptions. When kept in a cold environment, honey tends to crystallize. That is, the sugars separate and form hard crystals that sink to the bottom, while the liquid on top becomes thinner. While this is a natural process and does not reduce the nutritional value, it makes honey harder to use and takes away its smooth texture and subtle aroma. Even worse, for seniors with weaker vision or trouble judging textures, crystallized honey might appear spoiled or unsafe to eat, leading to unnecessary waste or confusion. Instead of refrigerating, the best way to store honey is at room temperature, in a dry and well-ventilated place away from direct sunlight. Honey has a long shelf life and does not require preservatives, but be sure to tightly seal the lid after each use to keep moisture and bacteria out. 7. Cooking oil, especially olive oil. Cooking oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, is often called the heart of a healthy diet. It is a top choice for older adults due to its benefits for heart health, inflammation reduction, anti-aging, and brain support. But here's something many people still do not realize. The fridge is absolutely not the ideal place to store this precious liquid. What happens when you put olive oil or other vegetable oils in the refrigerator? The oil thickens, forms cloudy wax-like clumps, or separates into chunks. This not only makes it harder to use, but also affects its flavor and texture. Chilling oil takes away its smoothness and delicate aroma, which is especially important for olive oil, known for its light, slightly peppery, naturally sweet finish. Worse still, when oil is repeatedly moved in and out of the fridge, the constant temperature changes can alter its molecular structure, making it oxidize more quickly. Oxidized oil not only loses its nutritional value, but can also produce harmful free radicals, which are known to contribute to heart disease, inflammation, and faster aging. For seniors, using oil properly is crucial. The wrong oil or degraded oil can lead to digestive issues, increase bad cholesterol, and affect blood pressure and heart health, all common concerns in later life. So how should oil be stored? Keep it in a dry, cool, and dark place, away from heat and direct sunlight. If possible, use dark glass bottles and always close the cap tightly after each use to limit air and light exposure, the two biggest enemies of cooking oil. 8. Coffee. For many older adults, a gentle cup of coffee in the morning is more than just a habit. It is a small ritual that brings clarity, energy, and a positive start to the day. However, a surprisingly common mistake can ruin that experience: storing coffee in the refrigerator. You might think the fridge will keep coffee fresh and prevent it from getting moldy. But here is the truth. The refrigerator is a silent enemy of coffee. Coffee beans and ground coffee are very porous and absorb moisture easily. So when placed in a humid environment like the fridge, full of odors from various other foods, coffee quickly soaks up those smells and loses its unique aroma, which is the soul of every great cup. Also, the constant change in temperature every time you open the fridge leads to condensation inside the packaging. This moisture can make the coffee clump together or even grow mold if stored for too long. For seniors, this not only diminishes the enjoyment of drinking coffee, but it also poses a health risk if mold or bacteria go unnoticed. And let's not forget, when coffee loses its scent and strength, it no longer gives that clear-headed, refreshed feeling, which is especially important for maintaining memory, uplifting mood, and fighting morning sluggishness common in older adults. 9. Whole watermelon, uncut. Watermelon, sweet, juicy, and refreshing, has long been a favorite fruit, especially for seniors. It helps cool the body, keeps you hydrated, and is rich in vitamins A and C, as well as the antioxidant lycopene, which supports heart health, vision, and skin. But if your habit is to buy a whole watermelon and toss it into the fridge before cutting it, you might be unknowingly reducing its nutritional value. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, watermelons stored at room temperature retain significantly higher levels of lycopene and beta-carotene compared to those that are chilled. Lycopene, the red pigment in watermelon, is a powerful antioxidant that may lower the risk of heart disease and prostate cancer. But placing an uncut watermelon in the refrigerator slows or even halts the production of these nutrients, leaving the fruit bland, less flavorful, and stripped of its benefits. Cold temperatures also affect watermelon's texture, making it mealy, less crisp, and watery once sliced, which takes away the joy of eating it, especially for seniors with sensitive taste and chewing needs. So, what should you do instead? Keep whole, uncut watermelons at room temperature in a cool spot away from direct sunlight. Only after cutting should you wrap the slices tightly in plastic wrap or place them in an airtight container, and then refrigerate, but for no longer than 2 to 3 days to avoid bacterial growth and maintain freshness. 10. Avocados. Avocados are often called golden fruits for health, especially for seniors. They contain heart-healthy unsaturated fats, are high in fiber for easy digestion, and are rich in potassium, folate, and vitamin E, all of which help with memory, blood pressure control, and slowing the aging process. But here is a mistake many people make: putting avocados in the fridge before they ripen. Just like bananas, avocados do not ripen on the tree. They need time after harvest to soften naturally. If you put a hard, unripe avocado in the fridge, its ripening process comes to a halt. The fruit ends up firm, flavorless, and lacking the creamy richness avocados are loved for. Even if you later take it out, it may never ripen properly, staying bland and tough. That's a real shame for older adults. At this stage in life, with decreased taste and fragile teeth, eating a smooth, buttery avocado is a simple but joyful experience. If the avocado is hard and fibrous, not only is it unpleasant to eat, but it may also cause bloating or indigestion, especially for those with sensitive digestive systems. So what is the right way to store them? Leave unripe avocados at room temperature in a dry, cool spot. If you want to speed up ripening, place them in a paper bag with a banana or apple. These fruits release ethylene gas that encourages natural ripening. Only when the avocado is ripe and you are not ready to eat it yet, should you refrigerate it. This helps keep it from spoiling for another 1 or 2 days. We often think of the refrigerator as the safest place to store food, but as you have just learned, not everything we put in there is truly safe or long-lasting. Especially for older adults, proper food storage is not just about taste. It is a key part of staying healthy, preventing illness, and improving quality of life every day. These 10 seemingly harmless foods can lose their nutritional value or even turn harmful when refrigerated. Sometimes, it is just a tiny habit, like tossing unripe avocados into the fridge or keeping bread in the cold, that can have surprisingly big consequences. So starting today, take a fresh look at your fridge. Let these foods breathe in more suitable places so they can give your body the full benefits they were meant to. That is especially important now, at a time when health should be nurtured with every little decision. And before you go, leave a comment below with a positive affirmation just for yourself. Something like, "I choose to live healthy and eat smart every day." Or any uplifting intention that reflects your own wellness journey. Do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss valuable content like this. Let us build a strong, informed, and energetic community of older adults together. See you in the next video, where we will continue this journey toward a life of peace, vitality, and love.